I want to talk about the NHS again today. Sadly, this has become the issue of the campaign. Now, you may say Labour is a one-issue party. I don't believe that. We've got many other policies, we've got many other problems that we will have to face over the campaign period, and of course if we win the election that we will inherit when we enter office. But I do make no apology for talking about the NHS here in Stroud, because we are facing a number of difficulties. We had all the problems over the Christmas period where the acute hospitals, Gloucestershire Royal and Cheltenham General, declared emergencies, so their A&E department. That started before Christmas but came back after Christmas and became a full-scale emergency. But I want to just talk briefly about some of the problems now at Stroud Hospital. Stroud is the jewel in the crown of our local NHS. It's been really held together over generations now by a wonderful staff, but also a lot of volunteers, and I've been proud for a number of years to be a member of the League of Friends. Now, I'm not in any way talking on behalf of the League of Friends. They will make their own comments in due course. But what I have become aware of is that, in a sense, the A&E crisis at our acute hospitals was preempted by problems at Stroud General. They had to shut beds because they didn't have enough staff, and that did have a knock-on effect, which meant that the acute hospitals weren't able to decant people out into the community hospitals, and that was entirely counterproductive. What's now happened is that since the changes in the 111 service and the out of hours part of that service, what we're now seeing is that the ambulance service that has won that tender is now intending not to have a GP based at Stroud Hospital. Now, I find that very disappointing, because that GP was able to help in other ways when they weren't doing the out of hours stuff, and of course that links back to the 111 service, which again is a privatised service. We've also learned more recently that in the minor injuries unit, they are likely to lose their GP cover completely. Now, we haven't got full 24/7 cover, and that went a long time ago, if you like, but now what we're hearing is that we're likely to lose the GP cover completely, which again is a sad reflection of how our services are declining. And the last thing is, of course, we have our pharmacy service, which is itself up for tender, and the pharmacy at Stroud Hospital will be threatened, certainly by change, because it's part of the acute provision, Gloucestershire Royal and Cheltenham General, and along with Cirencester Hospital, it provides a valiant back office help to the staff at Stroud General, but it is also something which makes up our NHS and keeps it the standard we want it to be. So if that is in any way threatened, it really shows that Stroud Hospital is facing rapidly deteriorating services. And what I would ask people to do, and we've been running a little campaign on it, just to let people know how strongly we feel about the NHS. Now, this is just a simple pictorial representation. We'd like people to give their personal stories, their witness on why they think the NHS is important. And you can see we have a male and a female character. We will get people to colour those in, we'll get them to cut them apart, and then we will literally hang them up in our office to show people's love for the NHS. Because the only way we are going to actually save the NHS is by electing a Labour government and by electing people like me who will fight for the NHS and not let this service just disappear, which I do feel will happen if the coalition in any way, in any form, are re-elected.